So while I know a video about the weather isn't exactly super exciting, before I had moved here, I honestly thought Florida was like summer all year long. Brr, it is a cold day here in Central Florida. And just as Floridians, I think your blood must thin because 66 used to not feel so cold. And now I'm just used to the warm weather that Florida is known for having. So, hey, I wanted to talk about the weather because most of us, when we think of Florida, we think it's hot and humid and sunny all the time. And while that is most of Florida, there's still a lot of months that are actually very enjoyable, not a lot of humidity, and I just wanted to inform people. So November, December, January, and February are known as our colder winter months. Really low 50s to low 70s. Sometimes there's a fluke day here and there, but typically that's pretty average for Florida. Not a lot of humidity during those months either, which make it very enjoyable. And you may need a jacket or a sweater, but for those of us that came from up north, hey, it's like summer all year round. The end of January to the first part of February or so, that is typically the coldest time of the year I have noticed in Florida. So March and April, it is definitely starting to feel awesome around here. I mean, we're going from low 50s, 60s to mid to upper 70s, low 80s during those months. Still not a lot of humidity. It is actually an awesome time of year in Florida.
It's a beautiful day to save lives.
May isn't so bad either, ranging from about the upper 60s to upper 70s. Still a great time of year. You're going to start to feel a little bit more humidity, especially as we get closer into summer, but still a great feeling around here in Central Florida. All right, but then we hit June, July, August, and even September. I mean, we're talking we are full-fledged summer at that point, okay? The humidity definitely rears its ugly head. So whatever the temperature is, we can basically add on another 5 degrees or so because of the humidity to more of that feels like temperature. And so we maybe get down to the low 70s, but then we're hitting around the mid to high 90s. Hey, it could even hit over 100, of course, it is summer. But again, with that feels like temperature with the humidity, it definitely is a lot warmer around here. And we're all just hot, sweaty messes. But alas, the summer can only last so long. And then we get to start cooling down again for September and October. September is usually a good 73 to 90 degrees on average. October, we get even a little bit lower. We start hitting lows around 65, and we're still in about the mid to low 80s throughout October as well. It makes trick-or-treating kind of a toasty evening, but at least it's usually not raining and cold. So that's awesome. All right, so that's the weather, but what other things are we handling here as far as temperature and weather goes here in Central Florida? So from June 1st to November 30th, it is our hurricane season. And while that might sound kind of scary, and don't get me wrong, it is, and they've done a lot of damage to other homes in the past, and I get that. Part of the reason why we chose to live in Central Florida, specifically around this Orlando vicinity, is we wanted to be away from those coastal areas. The coastal areas do get hit by the hurricanes a lot more. However, those hurricanes, while they do come around, it's not a for sure thing, and it's not an every year thing. And with, of course, hurricanes, there's other things like we do get a lot of rain, we get a lot of wind. There can even be tornadoes here. But they aren't uncommon here, but they definitely aren't as common as other areas of the country. For example, Tornado Alley, which includes Texas, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So yes, we can get them, but again, there's other natural disasters in other areas of the country as well that even get hit a little differently than us. And as you can see behind me, it is not exactly a sunshiny day like we all picture Florida to be. It is known as the Sunshine State, but we do get our fair amount of these cloudy, darker days too. Now, a lot of the times the clouds, they do go away. It's very rare that we actually have just a cloudy day for the whole entire day. Especially during those summer months where we have the hurricane season, You get daily thunderstorms. That's for sure an occurrence. But the good news is the rain comes. It could be raining in your front yard and it could be perfectly sunny in your backyard. So the rain comes, the rain goes. But I'm telling you what, it never fails. You will be headed out of the grocery store with your groceries when the torrential downpour will start. So our average rainfall in Central Florida is about 50 to 55 inches a year. Like I said, when it rains, it really does rain here, but it's not necessarily like Seattle, Washington, where it's a rainy, gloomy day all day long, certain days of the year. And do we get snow in Central Florida? All right, sometimes it gets cold enough that there might be like a really, really, really light little skiff. So call it what you want, but no, there's really no snow in Central Florida. There's always been those unusual weather occurrences that do happen and could happen. So even areas a little bit more up north, like Jacksonville, you know, every now and then there might be this little bit of snow that happens, but I mean, it's gone within hours, as Florida's just warmer. We're not going to get the snow around here, which is good if you are tired of driving in the snow and scraping those windshields. And because the weather is so nice all year long here, no matter if it is in the winter months or even the hot summer months, you know what? The coast on both sides, whether we're talking the Gulf or the Atlantic, the beaches are always very welcoming with the temperature of the water. So you could go swimming in the beach all year round. Granted, again, all of us have different levels of comfort when it comes to the coldness of the ocean or whatnot, but we're talking literally in the winter months, the ocean temperatures are about 60 to 70 degrees, which, while colder, isn't freezing cold like the Pacific Ocean. Otherwise, typically around 70 to the mid to upper 80s is where these temperatures of the oceans lie. So it always feels amazing to get in the ocean here in Florida. Super warm. On top of the weather around here, it's just a great place to live. It's super comfortable most of the year around. So while I know a video about the weather isn't exactly super exciting, before I had moved here, I honestly thought Florida was like summer all year long. And like I said, it is summer all year long, but it's not hot, hot, hot all summer long. Right now, I am absolutely freezing. 66 feels cold when you are used to it warmer, but it's still gorgeous here. It's beautiful. And as you can see behind me, it does look like we're probably going to have a nice little thunderstorm later. And I'm telling you what, the thunderstorm shows are just sensational. I could sit out on my back covered lanai and just watch them all evening. You just feel so close to everything here. So it's awesome to see.
One eternity later.
Hey there, I am so sorry for ending that last little clip so abruptly. The rain was starting to come down. I needed to get out of there, but I wanted to bring right on back to this location here myself so that you can see that it's going to be another gorgeous day here in Central Florida. While Florida's weather can be a little bipolar at times, it truly does feel amazing, and it's somewhere where it really is summer all year round. Great place to be. Let me know if you have any questions and would love to give you some answers. Otherwise, Jessica Snyder here again, and we will talk soon. Check out our other videos. See you later.